A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens. Chapter 2, A Wine Shop in Paris. Mr. Lorry, Lucy Manette, and Miss Pross went by ship from Dover to Calais. Then they went by coach to Paris. They found the Defarges' wine shop in St. Antoine. A wooden barrel of wine had broken in the street outside the wine shop. People were lying on the ground. They were drinking the wine. Their hands and faces were red. Monsieur Defarge, the owner of the wine shop, was standing outside the shop. He was watching the people in the street. "Monsieur Defarge," Mr. Lorry said, "my name is Jarvis Lorry. This is Miss Manette. Where is Dr. Manette? We are going to take him to England." "He is ill," said Monsieur Defarge. "My wife is taking care of him. Many years ago, I was Dr. Manette's servant. He helped us then, but he went to prison. Now we are helping him. Come in and see him." Mr. Lorry, Lucy, Miss Pross, and Monsieur Defarge went into the wine shop. Madame Defarge was sitting in the shop. She was knitting with wool. Her face was hard and unkind. "This is Mr. Lorry," said Monsieur Defarge. "He wants to see Dr. Manette." "Dr. Manette will not know you," said Madame Defarge. "He was in prison for 18 years. He remembers nothing." Madame Defarge looked at Lucy. "Are you his daughter?" she asked. "Yes," said Lucy. "I am Lucy Manette. I want to see my father." "Come with me," said Madame Defarge. Madame Defarge took Mr. Lorry and Lucy upstairs to a small room. An old man was sitting in the room. His hair was white. He was making shoes. Mr. Lorry spoke to the old man. "What is your name, monsieur?" he asked. The old man looked round. "Prisoner number 105, North Tower," he replied. "He knows his number in the Bastille prison," said Madame Defarge, "but he does not know his name." Mr. Lorry was a kind man. "Come with us, Dr. Manette," he said quietly. "Your daughter is here. We will take you to England." Dr. Manette did not understand. Mr. Lorry held the old man's arm. He led him out of the room. Dr. Manette walked slowly. He held a pair of shoes in his hand. Mr. Lorry took Dr. Manette, Miss Pross, and Lucy back to England. They went by ship from Calais to Dover. On the ship, Dr. Manette was weak and ill. A young man helped Lucy and Mr. Lorry. They took care of Dr. Manette. "You are kind, sir," said Lucy to the young man. "What is your name?" "My name is Charles Darnay," replied the young man. "Are you French?" asked Lucy. "Yes, I am," Charles Darnay replied. "But I live in England. I often travel between England and France." "My father has been ill for a long time," said Lucy, "but he will get well in England." "We will meet again," said Darnay. "I will visit you in England." In England, Dr. Manette slowly got well. After many months, he started to remember things. He remembered his wife. He remembered his daughter. But he did not remember the Bastille prison, and he did not remember his journey to England. Lucy and her father lived in a small house in London. Miss Pross lived with them. She took care of the house. Mr. Lorry became a friend of the Manettes and Miss Pross. He often visited them. One day, Dr. Manette and Lucy received a letter. It was a letter from a lawyer. "You must come to the Old Bailey Law Court on Monday. You must speak at the trial of Charles Darnay."